Hello guys, Furball the Hammy, your friendly neighborhood hamster, is back again for another Hypixel Skyblock video. Firstly, I have to say something before I begin the video. Dungeons is not friendly for new and early and even mid-game players, period. Not that you can't try out dungeons, go ahead and try it all you want and even have a taste of it. I can't stop you. Dungeons can be quite fun even when grinded on a casual level. But today's discussion is about when to start grinding dungeons seriously. We are talking about grinding until Catacombs 28 or 30 and floor 5 and above. And if you intend to XP run, this isn't the right video for you because I'm only going to talk about fully fledged S+ runs. And with that, let's begin with the video. So before you even want to begin with a dungeon journey, you need to have quite a bit of money, and quite a bit of money you must have. You don't need the best builds to begin with dungeons, but even a viable dungeon build will cost you quite a bit. For example, to seriously grind dungeons as a mage, a cheaper build will be a Spirit Scepter, Necromancer leggings and boots, super heavy chestplate, and dark or shadow goggles with a voodoo doll and a sheep pet. That alone will set you back by around 35 million coins, and this isn't even going to be the final upgrade for mages. You still have 5-star superior or 5-star shadow assassin for left click mage if you intend to be one in the future, or the Midas staff and a 5-star yeti if you intend to become a right click mage and to upgrade your weapons even more, both of which are actually quite expensive or hard to get. Dungeons, in my opinion, is meant for late and endgame players who literally have 30 to 40 million coins lying around if they want to grind it seriously and get half decent times. That is the requirements that is expected of you because you need that type of gear to grind it properly. And of course, I know that not everyone has that much money lying around, and there really isn't a way around it. Firstly, let's look at archers. Archers are expensive because you need multiple bone meringues. Berserkers are expensive because of the baby yeti or the ender dragon or the legendary griffin pet that you need to have. Healers requires an overflux and a mage or a melee build. Tanks are barely played at higher catacomb levels and have a similar cost to mage and berserkers depending on whether you are going tank mage or berserker tank. So yeah, be sure to take note of that because dungeons really isn't meant to be grinded seriously when you don't have the proper gear to begin with. It's just really inefficient and not worth grinding. It is better for you to grind money via farming or zealot farming before returning back to dungeons to grind it seriously. And next up, moving on. However, before we move on, be sure to smash the subscribe button down below because at 27.5 thousand subscribers, I will be doing 200 floor 6 dungeons, and at 30,000 subscribers, I will be grinding until I get all RNG drops for Slayers. And now, shameless ad out of the way, let's move on. Secondly, you should only consider to grind dungeons seriously when you are ready to actually spend time to learn the 200 unique secrets, all of the puzzles, and all of the traps. Dungeons requires a lot more brain power in my opinion, as I would say, to perfect your skills because you actually have to read up on said secrets, puzzles, and traps and remember all of them in a game and grind it out through repetition before it becomes muscle memory. You need to have the intention to actually patiently learn all of the said secrets. If you are going to come out saying that you don't want to waste time memorizing secrets in a block game, I do respect their decisions, but also don't expect to get good times and good parties even with good gear but without a mastery over secrets unless you get carried. And now moving on, thirdly, you have to be willing to communicate. Unlike 99% of what Skyblock is, which can be done without communication, dungeons requires communication if you want fast runs, such as telling your Discord mates whether you got a mimic, what room is bugged, what bed is missing, who's rushing blood, whether someone is in the wrong room, checking how many secrets are left in the last room to go to the portal, asking for help for Blaze or other puzzles if you need, and more. Communicating via chat works, but it will be slower, and using a voice call like Discord is best to shave more time off your runs. But either ways, I know not everyone has the benefit of using a Discord with every single dungeon team they play, but at the very least, you still have to pay attention to chat and your teammates, and to also shout out the commands as said earlier if a room is bugged or if you got a mimic, because that helps the team calculate the points for how much is required for S+ and to go into the portal earlier. The difference between active communication and not having any at all could mean shaving an extra 30 seconds off your total time, which to you might not seem much, but is significant if you are going to be grinding over 1000 dungeon runs, which you will certainly on your road to Catacombs 30. And lastly, the last thing you need to have before you are willing to grind dungeons is really enjoying RNG. If you like money which is consistent like farming or things without much RNG like flipping or even grinding skill XP, Dungeons really isn't for you because it is a lot more similar to Slayers, both of which are reliant on RNG to profit, with Dungeons at least not costing you to lose money. But the reason as to why I used to grind a lot of Slayers and now a lot of Dungeons is mainly because I do like RNG and because I really like the excitement RNG gives me, because to me RNG is a spice of life. I love playing the lottery and not losing, which is basically Dungeons in a nutshell, since you can't lose money as long as you don't open a chest that is not unprofitable. If you hate RNG and love consistency, apologies, but Dungeons won't give you any consistent profits. The only consistency you will get from Dungeons is your speed and your skills. And with that, I do hope this video didn't intimidate you to grind Dungeons, but maybe it did. But on the bright side, at least you realize that early before investing time in Dungeons before realizing that you aren't supposed to be grinding it yet. And with that, I hope this video helped. And this is Flvff the Hammy, your Dungeon Maniac, signing out. Be sure to do your daily dungeons.